Hey, welcome to another episode of Cooking with DuanesWorld. Today we are going to cook a ham. That's right, we got ourselves a big ass ham. A smoked ham, by the way. And this is how I like to prepare it. Okay, so I've taken some brown sugar. We got some mustard. And some pancake syrup. You can use maple syrup too, whatever. This is all I had on hand. Plus you're gonna need, what I usually use is a ginger ale or apple juice. I don't actually have any, so today we're gonna do it with Fanta pineapple. And that's just for the bottom, and of course, pineapples. So, what we do is we add our maple syrup to the brown sugar. Get a lot of that shit in there. Okay. I'm not seeing that very well, are we? There we go. So there we got our brown sugar in there. Then we take some mustard. Pour a pile of mustard in there. Then take our handy fork and we stir the crap out of it. And we try to get somewhat liquid consistency so that we can actually put this all over the ham. So we just keep going. See, there we go. Basically all that is. It's all mixed up properly for it. And then all we do is we pour it on the ham. Yep. Move it around. You know what? This, I don't ever do it this way. I do this. So, this is, my hands are always clean, by the way, when I'm cooking. So I just take some goop and I massage it onto the ham. Then we put this in the sink, like always have a sink full of water. And there you go, folks. This is what it looks like when you've glazed it. Looks pretty good, actually. So now we take pineapple, a can of sliced pineapples. And we just put the pineapples on the ham, in around the ham, just so that you get some of the pineapple juices as well. Usually one can's enough. And then what I do is pour the rest of the juice in here, in with the ham, so it gets really pineapple-y tasting. And then we take our Fanta and add just a little bit. You don't have to, and like I said, usually I would use ginger ale or apple juice, but I don't have any. So now we've got our ham ready to go. But because the ham is bigger than my pot is, see, this is what it looks like before it goes in the oven. Looks pretty damn good, doesn't it? So since our ham won't fit with the lid on it, I gotta do the other and use tin foil. So we just grab our handy dandy tin foil. And voila, it is covered. What we do now is we put it in the oven at 350, and it usually takes about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. So what you want to do is once it gets to like an hour, start checking it, you know, every once in a while with a thermometer to see how cooked she is. I will put this in now. like I said, about an hour. I'll set timer for an hour anyways. And I'll be back with, we're having scalloped potatoes as well as carrots to go with this meal. So I will be back when I start cooking the rest of this stuff. Hey, welcome back. Okay, so the stove is around 30 minutes into cooking. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare our scalloped potatoes first. So we've got, I'm doing 3 boxes of just these scalloped potatoes. I like to keep it really simple. I mean, I could make them from scratch with real potatoes and stuff, but this is far easier. So what I do is I get my 3 boxes of scalloped potatoes. So because I'm using 3 boxes, it's going to take 3 3/4 cups of boiling water, 6 tablespoons of butter. Now it says to boil them with the milk, but I have found a cheat that when I do this all the time, instead of boiling it with milk, I wait till the water boils, then add the milk, heats up for a second or two so that you don't have boil over with milk, and then we put her in the pan. So once everything's cooked, or once the water's boiled and stuff, I will be back. Alright, so our water is boiled. Now this is what I put in. Remember I said we're doing 3 boxes, so you just triple your count. So this ends up being 3 cups of milk. So the water's in there boiling. Add the milk. Let it heat some more, like just let it heat just for a few seconds, because it doesn't really matter, right? Because the milk is going to end up hot because it's all going in the oven. Makes sense to me, right? So now, we take our pan, then we're going to put the scalloped potatoes in, and we grease it. You can grease it with butter, or you can just use Pam. I'm going to use Pam for the sake of this because, well, one is really quick. Okay, so the pan's greased. Now, we take our, what do we do next? What do you think? We put our pan away. And then, what's that way? Okay, so now we take all our water and milk and butter concoction. And it's still heating there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the bags of this stuff. Okay. I said 3 bags, 3 boxes, whatever. Okay. Now, pour your water concoction into your pan. No. Yes. Pour your water concoction into your pan. Okay, turn your stove off because you no longer need to boil water. And put your handy dandy cork board down so that you don't burn your counter. Okay, so now we just open up all these bags of goodies. So this is the seasoning that goes in the scalloped potatoes. Open these all up. Handy to keep scissors around. I'm sure everybody keeps them in your drawer. Okay, so now we open up our fake potatoes. And we take our potatoes and we just drop them around into the pot, or the pan. You do that with all 3. Okay, so now that we've got all the chips in place, we take our seasoning, pour all all 3 bags into the pan. Take a wooden spoon, sort of stir it around a little, just to get it all covered and make sure that the pan is pretty even. So the pan looks pretty good to me. And this stuff takes about 30 minutes at 35 minutes at 400. So what we're going to do, see, here's what it looks like before it goes into the oven. I don't know if you can see that, can you? If I tilt it, it might. Yeah, it's going to spill. Sorry, I can't show you what it looks like before it goes in the oven. I always put it on a cookie sheet because you know what happens if shit spills in your stove. So now this cooks for 30 to 35 minutes at 400. Now, the ham isn't anywhere ready, okay? Apparently, it's going to be an hour and a half for the ham, which is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the we're going to raise the temperature on the stove to 400, or to the oven to 400, and then that will help the ham cook a little bit faster, and then the potatoes will cook, like I said, 30-35 minutes, give or take. You cook them till they're kind of golden brown on top, and you put it in uncovered into the oven. So there you go. We're uncovered. We're on our cookie sheet. Fuck, I do not bend very well anymore. So, okay, so they're in. Set my timer for 35 minutes because I usually take the top end of it. And there we go. So now our scalloped potatoes are cooking. Our ham is finishing up, and we've got a whack of carrots. This is probably going to be 2 meals worth of carrots, which is good because we like carrots here anyway. So when we get down to like 5 minutes left or whatever, I'm going to throw that in the microwave to heat her up. All right, so the ham has been cooked. It actually took about 2 hours, basically 2 hours to cook, and I ran the first half hour at 350, and then I upped it to 400, and it's run about an hour. I used my probe that plugs into my stove to give me the temperature. It hit 160, so we are good to go. Now what we do is we grab the, I'll show you what we got looking here. That's a good looking ham. You know, it's really good. So now I'll knock that thing off. All right, so now we put our ham on our thingy, our cutting board. Let it drip some. Okay, ham on the cutting board like that. I keep my pineapple slices in the water until I'm ready to use those. So then we just, you know, cut up the ham. Anyways, there is your cooked ham. It looks beautiful. Okay, so now we just, what's left to do? Okay, we got to get our carrots in the microwave. Carrots are cooked. Okay, we get our plate. Grab a piece of ham. I know I might come back for more later, but got me some ham. Always with the carrots. I love my vegetables more than I like the meat, but oh well. Okay, so we got that. Then we dig into our scalloped potatoes, which really turned out really nice. Browned up really good, really well. Okay, so there we've got, it's dished up. Look at that, looks beautiful. Then we take a piece of pineapple, and we put it right on here so that we get a bit of pineapple in every bite of our ham, and it's done. So thanks for tuning in for Cooking with DuanesWorld. We will be back again next week with another recipe. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Tonight we're back to normal old beer. Like I said, I'll see you next week. Subscribe to my channel. I can always use more subscribers. And remember the most important thing in the world. What is it? Rip? What? Tell me again? That's right. Don't be a fucking asshole.